Bat signal lights up the sky. But it's not just a symbol. It's a sign. Fear. Because I'm not hiding in the shadows. I am the shadows.
Yeah, leave it all on the court. Leave it all on the field. You gotta give it 100. That's from your head to your heel. This is the time that you want it. It's time to jump in and run it. Let's get to jumping and running into securing the deal. This ain't pretend, it's for real. Turn up the temp just a little. With stakes so high,
he's gonna make the throw. It's a touchdown.
Good looking for him. Block throw as always. Mike Evans, he scores again.
Mix it up for the combine. Push it to the limit. How I give it at the combine. Bet I blow your mind when it's lights, camera, showtime.
Yeah, welcome back to the brand new Combine. Hell yeah, we are here for a very, very spooky Halloween episode, and joining me is Ben Huber.
What's going on, Sam?
And not Tyler Brownrigg. In fact, it's Kathleen Moore.
Yeah.
How are you, Kathleen Moore?
I'm great. I'm not Tyler. I'm Kathleen.
You're not Tyler. That is
And you're Batman.
True. I am Batman. I am Bruce Wayne, Robert Pattinson, whatever you want to say, that's me. But we're not here to talk about how structured my costume is or how excited we are for the upcoming Halloween, except for the fact that this is the first day of Ty Patton's 9 days of Halloween, and we will have another Halloween-related Combine episode on the actually, through the horizon. Now that we're mentioning it, who are you guys dressed up as?
Kind of just feel like a hype beast today.
Oh, yeah?
The fake off-white glasses.
Those are fake?
Yeah. Fake babe shirt,
It's fake babe shirt?
Yeah. Shout out Panda Buy. My Chinese Panda Buy agent really hooked me up with the goods.
Yeah. So we have Jake Paul, and who are you, Kathleen Moore?
I'm Patrick Mahomes, obviously.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
I love that.
Can't you tell by my really curly hair?
Oh,
I thought you were Patrick Mahomes.
I am Patrick Mahomes.
But you're Kathleen Moore.
No, I'm Patrick Mahomes.
Oh.
I'm Patrick
it's
Mahomes.
It's an honor to be on the show with you, Mahomes.
Yeah, of course,
Big fan.
Let's just not
is
talk
Travis
about...
Kelce really in love with Taylor Swift, or is he faking it for attention?
No comment.
Wow. Hey, that's a Combine exclusive. You'll never find that on Fox News.
Very exclusive interview.
All right.
You won't get that from Jake
So you won't find it on ESPN? No, sir. The Combine is your one-stop shop for anything pop culture. Anyways, we're talking about the NFL in our first segment here today. All the big storylines in and around football, and the first of which is going to be that, hey, Brock Purdy is a system quarterback. The Chiefs and the 49ers played 0 passing touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 3 from Purdy, 2 from Mahomes. But biggest storyline of the day is that, hey, a couple weeks back, Kay Adams went on her show and said, look, Brock Purdy lost Ayuk, lost Debo. Jawan Jennings had 175 receiving yards, okay? Brock Purdy's not a system quarterback. But guess who it was too? It was the Rams, who allow an average of 26 points per game. They stink. Now you put him up against the Chiefs, who have a probably top 5, top 10 defense. Elijah McClary is our producer over here. Do you think Chiefs have a top 5 or top 10 defense out there?
Defense?
Yeah.
Oh, without question, it's top 5. Could it be the best? I mean, whose defense is better than the Chiefs? Just wondering.
Steelers.
Lions. Brian Branch.
I honestly think the Chiefs' defense is the only reason they are undefeated.
I agree with you.
I agree.
Yeah, that's 100%.
If they had the Steelers' defense, they would not be undefeated.
Yeah.
Or the Lions.
Why wouldn't you ask Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, I do have Mahomes sitting right here.
Hello.
Actually, Elijah, I know Pat Mahomes has been one of your idols since you were, a Chiefs fan. How does it feel to know that you're sitting in the same studio as him right now?
How you doing?
It's always nice to meet the fans. So.
You're my biggest fan. I mean.
What?
I'm your biggest fan.
It's good to hear, Sport.
Sorry,
Thanks.
I'm a little shook right now.
Sport.
He's starstruck.
He is. He's starstruck.
I have that aura about me. I don't know.
He's Steve Sarkisian.
Patrick Mahomes or
Patrick Mahomes are. So, yeah, both these you guys stink right now. But Purdy finally plays a halfway decent defense when they rip Debo and Ayuk away from the guy. And what do you know? He can't perform. One rushing touchdown. I'll give credit where credit's due. But besides that, not very good. Did he have two rushing touchdowns? He had 2 rushing touchdowns. We threw total touchdowns up there just to make him feel good about himself, but he stinks.
Poor
Who?
guy.
Mahomes or
Mahomes
Purdy?
was rushing too.
Yeah, Purdy.
Purdy had 2.
Yeah. Oh.
According to my fantasy
yeah, yeah.
football.
Yeah.
According to my calculations.
Good job. Yeah. Well, Pat Mahomes played against him, so.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't on the field at the same time as him.
You were on the
You're
sideline.
observing,
Yeah, I was. But
Taking notes.
he stinks.
He does.
He stinks.
So bad. Outside of that, though, moving back into what was maybe the game of the century, the Lions and the Vikings. Okay. Pat Mahomes, I know that you were busy on the sideline over there, but rumor has it you had a Windows XP in front of you, and you were using Stream East to watch the Lions-Vikings game the whole time.
Yep, just to come on Combine.
Yeah, yep. Hey, and you know what? That's good journalism.
It is.
All right? We'd like to shout that out. We don't have, anybody that's not going to take the time to do the research come onto this show. And Pat Mahomes, hey, he's got better things to do, Andy Reid.
Oh, yeah.
Let the guy handle his business. Anyways, so you watched this game.
I did.
Both terrific performances. Jared Goff coming off the 3rd straight game with a 140 or higher QB passer rating. I was going to say QBR. Yeah, 3rd straight game with a QB. I keep saying QBR. It's not a QBR. 3rd straight game with a passer rating of above 140.
What is the difference between passer rating and QBR?
So passer rating is determined by the completions to attempts. It has to be over 77.5%. It's the yards per completion, which I believe has to be 12.5, and it is touchdowns to interceptions or no interceptions. It's one of the two. You know what it is? It's 1 touchdown every 7.5 attempts.
That's
what it
all
is right
something out there. This is Jared Goff has 10 incompletions in the past 3 games.
Yeah, and he
And
has
that's crazy.
15 in the past 4 games.
Right.
Dude, 10 incompletions.
MVP,
though.
top 5 candidate.
I mean, he has to
Yeah.
be.
100%.
He
He's
has
so
to be,
slept on.
right?
He's been so good.
Yeah, he
Mahomes
had,
on top.
You know what makes me so excited is how this is a weird analogy to bring up, but you know how whenever a Top Gun comes out, and it becomes a cult classic, and years later they'll start throwing out legacy sequels. All right, the OG football was the football where, hey, let me play for the guy next to me in the locker room, right? That's what I'm playing for. Nowadays, it's let me play for the money. Hey,
Yeah.
Dan Campbell made a legacy sequel, and that puppy was Top Gun Maverick. That was a 10 out of 10, okay? These players in that Detroit locker room are
Biting off
so
kneecaps,
excited.
man.
They are
Crazy.
biting off kneecaps. You see, Jared Goff went, I think this was the right game. It was one of the past 2 games. I think it was his 18 for 18 game where he had a perfect game.
Yeah.
And Dan Campbell gave him a game ball because his first perfect game ever. It's first perfect game in 10 years in the NFL. And he turned right back around and he goes, hey, man, our head coach is our rock, man. Dan Campbell is our rock now. This is our guy. And he
awesome.
gave him back the game ball in the best game of his career. And Dan Campbell started tearing up. He started,
man.
crying.
That was such a good video.
Campbell's a softie at heart, man.
I love Dan.
But you don't want to
Cam-
mess with Dan Campbell.
No, you have to
You don't wanna
love
mess with that
Detroit
guy.
football. You have no choice as a football fan but to love Motor City and the Detroit Lions. No choice. They're so good. But Pat Mahomes, you were the one who watched the game. We've talked enough about the Detroit Lions. Actually, we haven't. There was one other storyline that came to my attention this week that got me super pumped, tickled my fancy just the right way. Jahmyr Gibbs and Dave Montgomery have new nicknames.
Do they?
Do you see this?
I did not.
They're Sonic and Knuckles.
Oh, that's great.
Jahmyr Gibbs is Sonic, and
Yeah.
Dave Montgomery is Knuckles.
That is perfect.
That is
That
good.
is so
It is.
perfect. Tell me that's not perfect. So my question to you, Pat Mahomes, is if there was a Shadow the Hedgehog in the NFL, who would it be?
Wow, that's quite a question. I
Yeah, it
don't-
is. Put you on the spot. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. But
If there was a Shadow the Hedgehog
Yep.
in the NFL, let's go Alvin Kamara.
Ooh, that's a good one.
ooh, that is actually a pretty good take. I don't hate that at all.
Hey, off the cuff.
Yeah, I like that a lot actually. All right, but last game of the current week that we're covering is the Texans and the Packers, as you can see by this graphic up here. The APs, you can go ahead and throw it. Oh, it's already up. Great job, gentlemen. You're the best. Ben Huber. I know you sat and took time out of your day to watch this game.
Oh, absolutely.
So, question. First things first. Nico Collins' absence is being felt by Houston.
Yeah.
First, it was the Joe Mixon's absence. You could tell it was being felt. Now it's Nico Collins. What's his name? C.J. Stroud, 10 for 21. He had 82 passing yards, and then the rest came in the form of rushing yards. No touchdowns, no picks. They need that guy back in the system.
Yeah, clearly.
But my question to you is, Packers ended up beating up on a Texas team without Nico Collins, but Jordan Love still threw 2 picks.
Right.
Okay.
That's how Jordan Love is. He's feast or famine, man. He'll throw for a lot of touchdowns, and sometimes he'll have like a really bad game where he'll just throw a lot of picks, not many yards. This time he threw for a lot of touchdowns, but also threw some picks.
But here's the deal. He's managing to pull out games with these kind of stats.
That's true.
But those interceptions down the line could come back to hurt him. Do you think this is something where he doesn't really need to worry about it? He's playing up to his best, just keep grinding and keep making it better?
I think so.
Or does he need to fix that now if they want to be successful, late January?
No, I think that's just the way he plays. He's a gunslinger. I think that you should just let him throw the rock.
Oh, yeah?
honestly. I think that's just how it is. I think you let him throw the rock, let him kind of figure it out on his own. If it starts to become a problem in January when they get to the playoffs, then hey, maybe next season you need to reevaluate. But I think he's still a great quarterback. You gotta trust him.
Yeah, I just let my secret identity reveal itself one last time because, good Lord Almighty, it is sweltering.
It gets hot in this podcast.
It gets a little warm.
That's something the viewers don't know. It gets pretty hot in here.
I don't know if...
Especially when Ty Patton's in the room.
Oh, don't flame me like that, pal. I don't want my ego on fire. I don't need that. It's because Elijah McClary is here in his Pit Vipers. Ho ho. Anyways, moving on into next week. Next week is going to be dangerous. Coming out on TikTok rather soon is going to be not premature picks, jump the gun or jumping the gun. Elijah McClary, what do we like? Jumping the gun? He's having technical difficulties.
Yeah, jumping the gun.
There he is, jumping the gun.
I would prefer
Where
that.
we make our picks. So I'm not going to give my takes for any of these games, but we're going to go over them. Falcons, Bucks, massive. Tonight, Bucks play the Ravens. I know this is going to come out on a Wednesday, but Bucks play tonight as of us filming this.
Yep.
Falcons ended up having a huge loss to the Seattle Seahawks. So
Did not look good.
Bucks get a freebie tonight if they can't pull this game out. We just have to win next week if we want to stay on top of the division. Literally, the division leader currently will be decided by this one game.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Very, very awesome. It says right there, Kirk 2-0 on the road. What do you call it? 31-31 all time versus Falcons. What?
Be the tiebreaker.
That's actually really good. But
Is this game primetime?
I would imagine.
It should be.
I think so.
No.
It's not. Elijah McClary's on it. He's on the case.
I believe it is a 1 o'clock game.
Oh, 1 o'clock.
Nice.
Kirk Cousins.
The last game was primetime, so that's fine.
Yeah, but I
It
think
makes
the
sense.
Falcons flipped the script for him because Kirk was terrible during primetime, and then all of a sudden he's
Yeah, all
like
of a
3-0
sudden
right
he's
now in
just-
primetime.
Kirk Cousins
Yeah.
is awful on
He
prime
is?
time.
Oh, he usually is, but
Yeah,
this year's
not
been
anymore,
a
though.
different story.
He's
He's
been a
just
new man.
ATL Kirko.
What's going on?
Come in your trap, take over your trap. You saw that
He
clip?
did say that, yeah.
Somebody write that
And
down.
they
Somebody
lost.
Write that down. Moving forward though, Falcons Bucks is a big one. We have the Chicago Bears at the Washington Commanders. Hopefully, if everything's okay with Jaden Daniels, number 1 and number 2 pick in this year's draft, going head to head. What are our thoughts?
I mean, this is like a matchup that I saw on the schedule, and I said, I have to talk about this game. Caleb Williams is on fire, threw 4 touchdowns in the last game.
Yep.
Jane Daniels got injured, but they still blew out the Panthers.
Yep.
Which I'm sorry.
Well,
Captain
I mean, who is?
You're
I'm
an
sorry.
Eagles
I know
fan.
I know you're faithful to your hometown.
Wait a
though,
minute.
So
Oh no! Oh no! Producers, add an extra minute onto the segment 1. We gotta do some detective work. Okay. Where were you born?
Statesville, North Carolina.
So, what made you want to be a Philly fan?
My dad is from Philadelphia.
So, who's your hometown team technically? You calling it Panthers?
The hometown team is the Panthers, but the number 1 is the Eagles.
in 2015, when the Panthers were good, was it the Panthers?
Well, it was really still the Eagles, but the Panthers, everyone was talking about it at school and stuff, so it was kind of hard to.
But then in 2017, when the Eagles won, was it the
Well, the Eagles were always
the
The Eagles have been number one always.
Yeah, with those dog masks.
Yeah, love the dog mask. Underdogs.
When you put on that Mike Evans jersey, did that mean nothing to you?
I really didn't enjoy it. I did not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
God.
Apologies to Batman and apologies to, I don't know, the Tampa area, but I don't like the Bucs.
Poor Patrick Mahomes getting grilled on here.
That's like putting on a Batman costume and just graffitiing a wall in front of the real Batman. That does not feel good in the slightest. All right, back to the games.
Yeah.
We did our detective work, found out Kathleen Moore's a fake fan.
Oh my gosh. Fighting words
say a
from
fair
Ty
weather- fair
Patton.
weather fan.
You can't say that.
So Chicago and Washington playing. If Jaden Daniels is back and they're both healthy, who wins that game?
I think if Jaden Daniels is healthy, I think they do win.
Excellent.
But the Bears' defense is scary, so I don't know. I mean, it could go either way. But I do think
Scary Barry?
Commanders.
Scary Barry?
Monsters of the
Caleb
Midway.
Williams is totally saying that in the locker room.
100%.
Around.
With his painted nail.
Okay, and Kathleen Moore?
100% Commanders as well. Because
Heckin' yeah.
they're just
We
on
love it.
fire. I mean,
Yeah.
they've been doing good week after week, and
All right,
I'm not
and-
on the Caleb Williams train yet. So.
That's fair, but finally we have a team I think we all can agree these guys stink. We have the Dallas Cowboys heading into San Francisco to play the San Francisco 49ers. And these are two teams, one of which is third in the NFC East, which is ridiculous work given how they've been in past seasons over the regular season. And then the other team is second in the NFC West behind the Seattle Seahawks. And unfortunately, somehow, the Rams and the Cardinals, who both are like very mid, very stink. These are both stinky teams. I don't like either of them. They have good pieces, but
underperforming.
Underperforming like crazy right now. So, Kathleen Moore, I haven't set a timer. You have 30 seconds. Tell me why the Cowboys are a poverty franchise.
The Cowboys are absolutely the worst franchise in the NFL, and I will tell you exactly why. Dak Prescott is literally a little girl. He is so annoying, and I can't stand that stupid video of him dancing at that wedding or whatever, where he's just moving like an idiot. And then losing Ezekiel Elliott, like, this team is completely trash. They're awful. Their defense sucks. Their secondary sucks. Their offensive line sucks. Their D-line sucks. Everything about this team is absolutely terrible. It's trash. They should scrap it. Jerry Jones is actually the worst NFL owner in the entire world. I mean, why are you flying a helicopter into the middle of practice? What are you doing when your team actually sucks? You can't fly a helicopter into practice. I hate the Cowboys. The end. And if that doesn't prove that I'm an Eagles fan first, Ty Patton, I don't know what will.
Wow.
Done.
Wow.
Quite the rant.
That
from
was
Patrick Mahomes.
quite the rant from Pat Mahomes. You're very much right.
Yes.
Does Pat Mahomes hate the Cowboys, you think, on his personal time?
100%.
Oh, yeah, everyone does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate the Cowboys.
Oh, because you are Pat Mahomes. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he just told us.
Pat Mahomes is a diehard Eagles fan. Okay, so Ben Hubert, Dallas goes into San Francisco. Who's immediately the favorite in your eyes to win this game?
I mean, it has to be San Francisco. The Cowboys just are in disarray.
Yeah.
I saw Dak Prescott got engaged. It's the only ring he's going to get. So.
Yeah.
Very true.
That's what he thought. He went into that game, lost this past weekend, and then came back out and goes, God, dude, I got to buy
Gotta
a
get a ring
week.
somehow.
I just got paid all this money. I might as well buy
do
a ring.
something.
I'm never going to win one, Just said, hey, somebody should just make Dak feel a little bit better. Start one of those giveaways on Instagram and just give away a ring. But then, constantly advertise it only to Dak Prescott so that guy wins it,
Yeah.
And
It's
just
like,
be
oh,
like,
congratulations.
yeah, give him a note. Congratulations, you finally won a ring, like it's great. And then, hey, at least that guy can feel happy for something in his career. But that is all the time we have to talk about the NFL and the brand new combine. We are going to be going ahead and getting out of here when, come to think of it, really soon, our two assistant producers are going to be coming on and talk about a little bit of Major League Baseball, which, I mean, does Pat Mahomes like baseball?
It's uncharted territory.
Pat Mahomes
for the
is
combine.
like an okay baseball fan.
Didn't he play baseball?
Yeah.
think he did.
Yes, I did play baseball. I did.
Guys, what are we talking about? He literally owns part of the Royals.
Yep.
Does he really?
Yes.
That?
Yep.
He does. You're right.
He's a
He
part
does.
owner of the Royals.
He just wants free big league chew. He
I
just
just
wants
didn't
that
wanna-
gum they chew on the sidelines at baseball games.
I just
Isn't it
didn't want to
tobacco?
brag.
Probably. You said what?
Isn't it just tobacco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, I mean, like, they can chew tobacco, but the little leaguers, they eat the big league chew because
Oh,
they
yeah,
like the
big league
taste
chew.
of it. It's just a little bubble gum. I don't know. I think Edgar likes it too. Anyways, so we're going to be moving on. We'll come back in a little bit. We'll find out from Edgar himself if he likes big league chew, as well as talk about a little bit of baseball as we head towards the World Series. We'll be back right after this.
Hello, Hitting the Field family. My name is Andrew Montana, host of Season 19 of The Main Show. And on behalf of HTF, we hope you're enjoying today's content. But I'm here to tell you about everything else we have to offer here at the network. Mondays at noon, HTF Bets goes live with 3 of the best on-air faces we have in the program. Andrew Gregg's personality, Tyler Brownrick's sports expertise, and Nick Cohen's versatility make this show a fan favorite, but also a warm light to guide you through the harsh world that is the sports betting industry. On Tuesdays, Frankie Noble hosts a brand new show called Girls Got Game, blending women in sports, the biggest sports news stories, and creative segments that make for a fun and engaging show. Next up, we've got The Combine, an easygoing, conversational, and podcast-style show dropping on Wednesdays with Ty Patton as your host. No changes there. But a big change for The Combine is the set. So ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to The Combine from our brand new podcast studio. We've got the lights, we've got the cameras, all for Ty Patton to bring the action, and we hope you're just as excited as we are for this amazing opportunity. Much great content from The Combine this semester, as always. Then tune in Thursdays at noon for our second live show, The Main Show, hosted by, well, yours truly. Here we'll cover any sport, any topic, any story, no matter how obscure, be it basketball, football, hockey, soccer, UFC, MMA, cycling, even baseball. But be sure to tune in throughout the semester for our special shows, including drafts, debates, and much, much more. Lastly, Nighttime is aired on Fridays, where Patrick Previty and Matthew Bracker talk about UCF and college sports. From in-depth looks at campus's top storylines to collegiate records being broken nationwide, let Nighttime be your primary college sports resource. And outside of our 5-show roster, be sure to tune into our other content, such as the Studio Days vlog run by Vlog King Nick Cohen, breaking news graphics on our Instagram page, and much more. As well, make sure you're subscribed to Hitting the Field Network on YouTube, as well as following us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. But as for me, I've been Andrew Montana. Thank you so much for watching, and back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Welcome back to the brand new Combine. I am Batman, and we're here to talk about the World Series. Joining me are our assistant producers, Elijah McClary and Edgar Rodriguez.
What's up, Elijah? What's up, my man? How are you, Batman?
Yeah, you know, just another Monday.
Another manic
Just
Monday.
another.
Just another magic Monday. It's a good song. Who
I
sings
wish
that?
it was
I don't know.
Sunday.
Oh,
I'm bad with artists.
Yeah.
Why do they wish it was Sunday?
Oh,
Because there's NFL football.
that's
on.
right.
That's exactly
right.
why.
There's a plethora of NFL football, which we just talked about
We
on the
did
brand
just
new
talk about
comment.
it. We did. Oh, what was the question I was going to ask you 2 minutes ago in segment
Um,
Something about candy.
Oh,
yes.
Do you like Big League Chew?
Oh,
The
do
gum?
I? I'd love it.
Because there are the other
For 5
baseballers that like
seconds.
the dip,
Especially
you know,
the
like they
flavor
like
True.
a big old lip of Copenhagen while they play. I'm not big into that, right? I like the Big League Chew. I think that's
But-
delicious.
That's right, and especially during the game, it hits different during the game.
Yeah, it does.
It's kind of part of it. You
Some
know?
people have like a golf ball size Big League Chew thing
Right.
that's going on, you know.
Or dip.
Yeah. Well,
the
I
bottom
mean,
lip.
yeah,
Mhm.
but
That's a
in
little.
games.
Is that what it looks like?
well, you did it first. Don't look at me. Anyways, okay, so we're here to talk about the World Series. Unfortunately, the Gotham Gophers didn't make it this year, so Batman's got to watch from L.A. and New York, you know. But it's going to be a very, very big game. And initial thoughts, best player in baseball, obviously, Shohei Ohtani. This guy, awesome. Couple choice words I probably
you think
shouldn't say that were almost thrown there.
Do
I
you think Aaron
mean,
Judge is better than Shohei? I will take off my shirt from a neutral side and say Shohei.
I mean, Ohtani offers that dual, threat that no one else does. Although he hasn't pitched recently, but Judge, I mean, 322 average, almost 60 home runs again, almost beating his 2022 record.
Yeah, but you could argue that
I
Shohei
mean-
had just as good of a season as Judge, in that
It's
only
close.
hitting,
It's
DHing,
close. That's
not
true.
even pitching.
That's true.
Just wait till he pitches.
It's very close. Of course, I'm gonna lead towards the captain.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lead
The
towards the
Judge.
captain, but
All
Ohtani, I'll happily give it to you, man. He
Hey, is
is.
Shohei Ohtani
generational.
Japanese?
Is he?
Is he Japanese?
No, he's American.
You really?
Yeah.
So I went to Japan this past summer, and while I
you
was
see
there, they had pictures of Shohei Ohtani, everywhere.
He is.
I wonder why.
Everywhere,
He
dude.
is, he is.
On gas stations, in the store. You couldn't go to like a Walmart type deal without him being like on the front
He's
of
like
the door.
it
a
is
he's
here,
like a
too.
I
god
was
over
like,
there.
It
dude,
is
this
here,
is so
too.
insane. You go into the tourist shop, and in the tourist shop for Japan, there are Shohei Ohtani jerseys.
It's starting to
It
become
is-
that way. Here.
It's crazy. So,
Yeah.
you know, I have been wondering for quite some time, hey, maybe this guy's just Japanese. And they would love, you know, people in Japan are like, hey, you know, this is our president, all right? Like, you know.
Yeah.
But
More than that.
apparently
Well,
not.
you look at the Mets game, even in the New York Stadium, they had Shohei in the background. Did
Yeah.
you see that with
In the
him
Mets
wearing the
Stadium?
beats? Yeah, the Mets even have him right behind home plate.
What?
So you could see him in the background of every pitch.
Let's
Yeah,
go
he's-
Mets.
he's
Come on,
different,
Mets.
man. He's
Get a home
different.
run, Mets.
He's all
He's
over.
different. You see, but Grimace couldn't help the Mets to the World Series.
No, they couldn't. But Grimace always flops. Like Grimace just does. He like, you know.
Did you see on I think it was the last game where Grimace was taking a drink, and the commentator goes, "Oh, Grimace is an alcoholic now." It was
The
hilarious.
commentator said
Yes,
that?
Commentator guy like
Grimace was.
crazy.
It was so funny, man.
Hey, what would be Grimace's drink of choice?
Probably the Grimace milkshake.
That's what you think it is?
Yeah.
But if you know, hey, I'm not spreading any false rumors. I'm
Right.
just saying, you know, from
Light.
what I've been told
Hmm.
by you, Grimace might be an alcoholic.
Might.
and-
Those are the allegations.
So,
So what would
I
his
didn't
drink
say
be?
that.
yeah, if he's walking into the store and he's got 25 buckaroonies, you know, what's his go-to?
I mean, especially after a loss like that, has to be something strong.
Yeah.
Something strong.
You say something strong?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll think about it. Maybe we'll put a poll up on YouTube.
Okay.
What do you think Grimace is
I like
drinking
that.
this
I like
Saturday?
that, Yeah.
Anyways, so back to the game. We got a big game. It is the big game, actually, the World Series. You know,
Friday.
Yankees Dodge.
Yankees,
you know,
Dodgers.
First
New
game
York
on
accent.
Friday. So initial outlook: who can win this thing? All right, like who can take home the gold? You know, so to speak.
Well, before you get into that, it's actually a World Series, and I know like U.S. sports get knocked a lot. It's like, oh, you're the world champions. Well, in this series, it really is because you got Ohtani, you got Judge, you got the main heavy hitters in the MLB. So I think it did boil down to the best two teams in baseball this year. I say, look, it's gonna be a 7-game series. Do you agree with that, Elijah?
I'm sure it will somehow.
I
turn
think
out
it's
that
going to
way.
go to 7 games. I think it's going to go to the distance, and I hope, fingers crossed, but I do think we'll get the better of them. It is our first trip to the World Series since 2009. We got to make the most of this, man.
So I actually have a theory. This is something I grew up with, watching basketball, football. It doesn't really happen with football as much because it's just a one-and-done type playoff game.
Right.
But with these series, baseball, basketball, I feel like there's no way we can prove it's true or not, that it's got to be rigged somehow. So Dodgers were up 3-1, right? And game 5, they come out flat as can be. And they were the hottest team in the postseason. They come out flat as can be. And it's like, how do we know that the MLB isn't telling these teams and these players, hey, Dodgers, you're up 3-1. You're going to end up winning the series, but we need you to blow these next 2 games. And these extra 2 games between concession, tickets, ratings, we're going to make an extra $400 million. How do we know that they're not telling these players, these teams, to kind of throw it?
So you're saying like that
Just for the money.
12-6 Mets win out of nowhere, really, right?
Yeah.
Because the Dodgers had blown out the Mets in 2 of the first 3 games. So you're saying that 12-6, it was like, hey, let's take this thing back to LA.
Yeah.
Let's get one more out of this.
Let's
That's
get an extra
interesting.
$200 million just from tickets.
That's interesting.
Hey, so Batman
Not
had
just
to
baseball.
Batman, what is your take?
He had to disappear for legal reasons because he can't talk about sports gambling and
Oh,
accusations.
right,
But
yeah,
he's
right.
associated with a lot of these baseball baseball
Right,
teams.
right.
But you know, Ty Patton's here in just the same costume.
true,
you
true,
know,
true,
hey,
yeah,
hey.
yeah.
So I wanted to ask, hey, these are some bold accusations. Okay, you know,
It's
are
a
we?
hot take.
It's not a hot take. That's that's incriminating evidence you're throwing out there.
You think?
You
You
What are
think
we
it's
talking
reasonable?
about?
we got to take
I
this
mean, I
to
wouldn't
the
be
commissioner.
surprised. Yeah, we could take it to the commissioner.
We
actually.
should.
Hey,
We should. We
but
have
what-
to get him on the
but What if
comments.
he's the one fueling the flames over
Wow.
here? What if he's the straw that stirs the
You see,
drink?
then that
okay?
that throws everything in, then we're going into a different ballgame there.
True.
What's the commissioner's name?
Rob
Rob
Manfred.
You're driving the train around here, Rob Manfred, and you know it. All right. This guy.
This guy.
If this
man.
series does go to 7 games, though, we should take it to Supreme Court.
We should.
We
We
should.
should.
We
If it
should.
goes to 7 games.
You know, we should be there for Game 7, man.
Well, we already know this World Series is going to have the highest ratings out of all World Series in at least the past decade.
Yeah.
So it probably will take it to Game 7.
And it's, Yankees Dodgers, man. It's the first time since '89, I believe, in the World Series. This was a thing, like in the '60s and '70s. We're taking a trip back in time, Batman.
We are.
This is huge.
We are. Back in the
exciting.
days when I was portrayed by Adam West and I did dances with Robin versus the Penguin. Look it up, 1960s, Adam West Batman. That was funny. That's the guy from Family Guy, the one, I drove my car into the building. Like that guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Right, and while you were
Mayor
doing
West.
that, the Yankees and Dodgers were fighting for World Series.
They
and
were.
here we are again.
They were.
There you go. Full circle.
So now that we're back to the current state of the topic, hey, who's winning?
I gave my take. Yankees in 7.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a Dodgers fan, but I do think the Dodgers would come up with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll be Game 7. It'll be close, but I don't know. It'll be good. I'm
Hey.
a little nervous. Are you nervous as a Yankees fan?
I'm more nervous. Yeah.
Okay, all right,
compared
good,
to
'cause
whether
I'm nervous.
I wanted the Mets. As a
Yeah, 'cause
Yankees
you
fan, I
think you
wanted to
can
play the
beat-
Mets.
Yeah. You think you can
Now
beat
the Dodgers, this is a different, this is a
Yeah.
different level.
I wanted Grimace to go to the World Series. We can get Grimace shakes back.
He'll probably be
Imagine
there.
that
He'll be
Subway
there.
Zone?
I think
Subway
we'll
World
see a
Series.
Grimace around.
Is it
Subway
called the
Series?
Subway World
Subway
Series?
Series, that's
Subway
right.
Series for the World Series.
Ooh.
That would have been
Happened in
crazy,
2000.
but the ratings
Would've
would have
been-
the same.
Yeah, no, not at all. But how about Stanton, bro? Are you not scared of that? October
I saw this
Stanton?
thing. It was Stan in the postseason. So far, it's like 37, 36 game.
Yeah.
His average, if they took that out and made it the length of a regular season,
Mm-hmm.
he would have 72 home runs,
Jeez.
like 167 RBIs.
Jeez. That's
So, yeah,
crazy.
He shows up in the postseason.
He has 4 homers, 7 ribbies. You got Gleyber Torres, who showed up in October. You got Judge, who's been through
and
a little.
you have a nice closer too.
That's true. All hail Luke Weaver, man. We
Yeah.
found him. Clay Holmes. I mean, Clay Holmes gives me a heart attack every time he pitches. But Luke Weaver seems
That's
solid.
me with Alex Vesia, the
Yeah.
lefty.
Hey, I have a question of the day, okay? I was bringing it up beforehand, but, this one just, it really, it itched the right spot, okay? It was making me really dig deep and think about this. There's only one baseballer, all right, that's got a candy named after him, and that is the old Babe Ruth. He's got Babe
Of
Ruth.
course.
Okay, so if they were going to name, another candy, if Nestle came out and said, hey, we got this new delicious, tasty treat the kiddos would go crazy for on Halloween, but we
Which
got to name
player
it
would
after
it
a famous baseballer. Who is it going to be?
Baseballer.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a cool
Ohtani.
word.
Ohtani is the easiest. I feel like market.
Mookios.
Yeah.
Mookie Pookies. Mookie.
That's actually good. I hadn't thought of that.
Mookie Pookie.
Mookie Pookies.
Mookie Pookies? I think that might be it. What if it was Brownie Cookie Bites and they called it Mookie Brookie or something like that?
That could work.
Oh.
That could work.
Mookie Cookie?
Mookie Cookie.
A Mookie Cookie? Oh, hey, we might be going into business. Hey, I take back what I said about the commissioner. Hey, make a brand deal with us. We'll pitch you ideas and you make candy.
We will make you
Okay.
millions.
We will. Hey, we have great ideas over here at the Combine.
That's true.
And a great little team. But I do believe that is about all the time we have for the Combine. Hey, the bat signal was shut off. I
think that's a sign.
I don't think my services are required anymore. Okay, I think it was a good day. But tune in for next week, because next week is another one of Ty Patton's 9 Days of Halloween. Very, very exciting holiday, and we will be dressing up again in the most delirious
Will we?
costumes.
Will
I'll
we?
be dressed.
Okay.
I love
So
my
I'm gonna have
costume in
to.
the washer.
Okay. I'm gonna have to step
Oh.
up then.
Oh,
I gotta
You
come
know,
up with something.
yeah.
good excuse for trying to find a way to get out wearing your Tinkerbell costume, Elijah McClary. All right,
Whoa.
That's Edgar.
Nah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Hey,
I don't.
hey.
Don't point the fingers, man.
Last thing, if you want to watch the show, we have it on YouTube. It is now up on Spotify. The new and improved Combine is on Spotify. Tune in whenever and wherever. Whenever and wherever.
Whenever
you can.
and
Whenever and
Yeah,
wherever.
I said wherever and wherever. Longitude and latitude. Jack Reacher.
Even if you want in
Um,
Japan, even.
Yeah, even if you're in Japan, you can tune in. Shohei Ohtani approved.
That's right. That's right.
But that is all the time we have for the Combine. We'll see you next week. Happy Halloween, uber spooky. Thank you to Kathleen Moore for being assistant producer over today. She's been great. Yeah. Hey.
Good job.
On the brand new Combine, Kathleen Moore
But yeah,
stepped up.
This has been the brand new Combine. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you next week. Peace out.